Hey, this is Asaf from LickedEarth.com, and it's time for another viewer request. And in this video, we're going to learn a fingerstyle arrangement I've made especially for you guys and girls of Do You Want to Build a Snowman from Disney's Frozen. It's a very melodic, very beautiful song, very short as well. It just repeats itself 3 times. First, I'm going to play it so you can see and hear how it goes, and then we're going to break it down lick by lick with tabs on the screen as usual. It goes like this. Okay, so what you need to know in order to play this are the following chords. You need to know D, A, G, B minor, and F sharp 7. Okay, again, D, A, G, B minor, and F sharp 7. Okay, and you begin with this. Okay, this is the ending of the line. The first lick is this, okay, before the first chord comes in, and this is the motif of the song. The motif is a line which repeats itself throughout the song. You will see exactly how many times you're going to play this, and it's an arpeggio of the D chord. Now, an arpeggio, for those of you who don't know, is playing the notes of a chord in sequence. For example, let's take the D chord. This is an arpeggio. This is also an arpeggio. This is also an arpeggio. So you're gonna play an arpeggio. Put on the D chord and play the B string on 3. It's a D note. Play the B string, the second string, 3 times. And then play strings 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So you're outlining a D chord. So again, put on the D chord and play second string 3 times, then strings 3, 2, and 1. Then the chord comes in, but the melody is this. Okay? It's an open E string, and then put your finger back on the second string. So take your finger off and make it an open E string, the open first string, and then play the entire chord. Okay? It's technically a D sus2, but it's not a D sus2 because the sus2, the open E string, is the melody. So it's a D chord with an E note as its melody. So technically, very technically, you're playing a D sus2 chord, but it's only for half a second because then you're playing the F sharp note again. Put on the finger on the second fret again, complete the D chord, and play the F sharp note. Okay, if this was too confusing, here's a simple explanation. Play the first line, take your second finger off of the fretboard, play the D sus2 chord, then play the second fret of the first string again. Okay? Put your finger back on. Take it off, put it on. Okay? 0 and 2 on the E string. So, there's your first line. Okay? Then you play the motif again, only this time you play it without the first note and without the last note of what you just played. You play the second string twice, then strings 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you're still on D. And now the next note is an open E string, right? This time you play it with an A chord. Okay, you just play strings 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, 5 of course being the A string, the open A string, which is our A bass. So we've got this. Okay, still on D, the motif, the arpeggio, then the A chord as our last melody note, the open E string, and its harmony is the A chord. Then it's this. You're still on the A chord. It should be still ringing. And then you play the E string twice. Then 3 on the B string. Okay, just move your pinky or your third finger, however you're putting the A chord on. I'm putting the second, third, and fourth fingers. I don't use my first finger for the A chord. That's just how I'm used to doing it. You can put it on like this, and then you're using your third finger for the third fret of the B string, or you can put on your pinky. So it's this. Okay, and then, okay, so it's the open E string twice, 3 on the second string. Then on the E string, it's 0 and 2. Okay? You're still on the A chord up till now, so it's... Okay? I just want to mention that you have a lot of space to fill in, and we're going to talk about it later. First, we're going to learn the melody, then we'll learn how we can fill the spaces between the melody lines, between the lyrics, because you've got a lot of space. You've got okay, you've got a lot of space, so you can fill it in. We'll talk about it later. We were here, 0, 0 on the E string, 3 on the B string, 0, 2 on the E string. Okay, now bar the second fret and do this. Okay, 3, pull off to 2 on the E string. Okay, you're pulling off to the bar and play the A string along with it. It's the B note this time, it's the B bass because we're moving into the B minor chord. So it's this. And then you put on the rest of the B minor chord and you play this. You play strings 2, 3, and 4, respectively on 3, 4, and 4. Okay, it's the B minor chord. So it's this. Okay, so the whole line is this. We were here on A. Got it? Bar. And you pull off from 3 to 2 on the E string, then play the rest of the B minor chord. Our melody note is the D note again, and it's 3 on the B string. And then play the E string, it's on 2 because you're barring. And then it's this. It's the same melody line. It's you just played it, remember? But this time it's on G. So you're playing E string on 2, still on the B minor, then change into G and play the G bass along with 3 on the E string. You can play the rest of the chord along with it. And then 2 on the E string and 3 on the B string. So, okay? So together it sounds like this. Okay? I put on the B minor chord just to show you the transition. Again, it's... Got it? Hope you got it. We're gonna go over it again, don't worry. Then the motif again. Okay? So you put on a D chord again, or you can outline it while keeping the G bass ringing. Let me show you. Okay? With your first and third fingers, or your pinky if it's comfortable for you, just moving around. Third finger for the third fret, first finger for the second fret. So it's and then third finger, first finger, third finger, first finger. Okay, you're outlining the D chord, or you can put on the D chord, and then it sounds like this. Okay, the bass just stops, and it's okay. It's up to you, however you want to play. So the motif again, I don't think I should outline it. We've already played it twice, but here goes again. B string, okay, just once this time. Okay, you can play it twice. And then strings 3, 2, and 1 on 2, 3, and 2, which is a D chord. Okay? Again, you can keep the bass on G and just outline it. Make it a solo, or you can do this. Okay? And just take the bass off. And then this is A with a high A note. Just bar the second fret up to the 4th string, okay? Leave the 5th string open, it's A. You need it open. And your pinky on 5, so it's a high A note. You've got 3 A notes here. You've got the A bass, 2 on the G string, which is A as well, and then a high A. You've got 2 octaves. Okay? So bar the 2nd fret, except for the 5th string, and put your pinky on 5 and play it. So it's this. Got it? Let's go over the line again. Okay? So it goes like this. Motif. D, 0 and 2 on the E string. Okay, then you've got space to fill in. Talk about it later. Motif again, B string twice. A. E string twice. 3 on the B string. On the E string, 0, 2. Bar the 2nd fret, pull off from 3. On the E string, put on the B minor chord. 2 on the E string, it's the bar. G, then 3, 2 on the E string. 3 on the B string. Motif again. A with a high A note. Okay, that's our line. Let me play it. That's our line. So we're here on A with the high A note. So we're gonna use the bar for the next line. So don't take it off. It's this. Okay? No, it's the G note comes around twice, so it's okay, and then it's this. It's still on A at first, and then it's B minor again. And you can play a B minor 7. We're gonna talk about it in a second. You're still barring. You're here, right? You're still barring, and the chord is still ringing, and you're playing 3 3 2 2 3. Okay? 2 is the bar. Just add another finger on the E string. Okay? Then rebar to encapsulate the B bass this time. Put on a finger on the 3rd fret of the B string if you want to harmonize. If you don't want to harmonize, just play 5 on the E string with your pinky again and play the bass. And then play the rest of the chord. Okay, it works. Let me show you. But I think it's kind of empty because you want to use the full chord this time. That's just how I feel the composition. Again, it's your arrangement. You can do whatever you like. You can play it any way you like. If you find a better way to play it, if you want to change what I play, feel free. Create your own arrangement. It's how you want to play it. So feel free to play it how you play it. Oh, okay, I've said it enough times. Enough stalling. Okay, rebar, and then put your finger on the second string on the 3rd fret, and then play this, which is B minor 7, because both the E string and the G string play an A note, which is the 7th of the B minor chord. So you're playing this. Okay? You're playing B minor 7, 5 on the E string with your pinky, and then you can put on the 3rd finger on 4 on the D string and play that. Play strings 2, 3, and 4, or you can just play 3 on the B string because that's the melody note. I just like to harmonize whenever I can. So here are your options again. Just the note, harmonized, one not harmonized, one harmonized, one harmonized, one not harmonized. Okay? Any way you want. And then you're on B minor or B minor 7. You can take the pinky off now. Yeah. He's providing rhythm. He's a metronome. Too bad that's not the BPM we need. And you play this. Okay, so all you need to do is play the B string on 3 once again, then put on the D sus2 again and turn it into D again, in which you play the entire chord with an open E string, 2 on the E string, make it a D chord again, and play the B string on 3, which is inside the chord. So again, the explanation sounds a lot more confusing than it really is. It's just D sus2 back to D and then playing the B string. Okay, so both lines together. Okay, that's it. and then you play the B string again, and you play B minor, you play the entire chord, and then play the B string twice, okay? If you notice, it's still the motif. It's still the F sharp note and the D note all around, okay? You're playing with these two notes all the time, and the E note. You're playing with D, E, and F sharp all the time. That's what I mean when I say it's a motif. You're still breaking this line down all the time. So B minor, okay, the chord, our melody note is the F sharp note, then B string twice, then the F sharp 7. Now it's important to put it on like this with your pinky. I mean, put on F sharp. Okay, take the pinky off. It's already F sharp 7, but we need the high 7. So put the pinky on 5 on the B string. Okay, we need this note, the high 7th note. So you play this. Okay, our melody is the B string on 5, the E string on 2, which again is E and F sharp. You can harmonize with the, of course, play the bass with the E note. Play the F sharp bass. You can harmonize with the G string. You can harmonize with the G and D strings. Okay, I think the D string is unnecessary because it's the octave. Okay, it's another E note, so you don't really need it. So I just play the G string along with it. Okay, and that's enough for me. And then first finger on 3 on the bass, it's G. Pinky on 7 on the E string, which makes it a very specific voicing of the G chord. Okay, because this is G as well. Okay, the B note is a part of the G chord. So it's this. Okay, so is this. That's it. So let's repeat the line. B minor 7, D, B minor, F sharp 7, G. Okay? Now, the motif again. And it's the same line as the beginning. Okay? It's the motif, and then D with 0 and 2 on the E string. So it's the same thing. Then the motif again with B string twice. And then it's G. Now we're gonna play a G6 because we need the open E string. Okay, so put the second finger. I mean the second finger of the G chord, because I'm usually, when I play fingerstyle, I usually don't put on the low B note because well, I don't know, that's just how I'm used to it. It's a lot more comfortable because we don't need to play it right now, so I just keep it off. So when I say the second finger of the G string, I mean this. When we play this, this is a G chord, it's 3 on the E string, so now take that finger and put it on 3 on the B string, because that's what you need, because it's again the motif. It's the E note and then the D note. Okay, so play. You can play the entire G6 chord, okay, with all E, B, and G strings open and the G bass, and then add the D note. 3 on the B string. I harmonize with the G string just to make it a bit full. You don't have to. The melody is okay, it's just the open E string and 3 on the B string, as usual. Motif. But again, I like to harmonize, so it's entire chord and put on 3 on the B string. Then I like to lead into the final line, which is this. Okay, this is the next line. I like to play an A chord before that. Okay, you can just play the bass, the A bass, so it sounds like this. Okay, the A bass is enough. You can play the A chord, you can do this. Okay, you can just outline the A chord. Okay, but now we're filling space. Let's keep that for until we're finished with the melody. Last line of the melody is this. 3 and 2 on the B string, then put on the D string and play strings 2, 3, and 4. And you're done with the melody of Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Last line was this. I don't need to explain this anymore, right? Then the motif again. G6, A, if you want, 3, 2 on the B string, D5. Okay, it's D5 because we're not playing the E string. You can play the E string, okay, but then the E string takes the spotlight away from the original note, which is D. Motif again. Okay, so from the top, and then we're going to talk about filling space. D, A, B minor, G, A. Okay, that was our first line. B minor, 7. D, B minor, F sharp 7, G, motif, D, G. We'll just play the A bass. D. Let's talk about filling spaces. In short, you can do whatever you like. Play the chord, just play the chord in any form that you deem appropriate. Okay? If you want to play the entire chord, play the entire chord. If you want to dissect it and arpeggiate it, arpeggiate it. If you want to add notes to it, just like I add the sus2 to it, do it. Just like I add the sus2 to it, do it. Never mind. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Let's start from the top. Okay, that's one way to do it. You can also do it like this. Okay? Very minimalistic. You can even go farther. it's also enough. You can exaggerate. Okay, and fill it with lots of notes. You can add the sus2, okay? Just like I did with the A when I played it, because, I don't know, sounded fine to me. Okay, I just hammered on the pinky on the B string. That's just what I felt like doing. But you don't have to. Let me give you a few examples. Okay, I'm gonna play it a couple of times, and I'm gonna try and vary it. Okay, try to pay attention to what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm gonna play a few notes. Sometimes I'm gonna exaggerate. Sometimes I'm gonna embellish it. I'm gonna harmonize. I'm gonna play single notes. I'm gonna play bass notes, so you can see the options. Okay, and if I succeed, I will guide you into what I'm doing. Okay, learning by example is better than just talking about it. So you see, I added a chord. Okay, hammered on. We don't have much time to fill here, so I just played the chord. Okay, and then I led into the F sharp note, so I played this. I just played the entire chord, and then here we don't have time at all. Okay, and here we have all the time in the world. So, okay, see, I was gonna talk about a hammer on, but you can hammer stuff on. Okay, you can hammer on the sus4 this time instead of moving from sus2 back to the chord. You can hammer on the sus2 on 3 on the B string. Again, you don't have to. I'm just showing you examples. Okay, I embellished. Instead of playing the melody, I hammered it on. Okay, you can play it. It's your own arrangement, so feel free to change it. Okay, slid into it. Didn't work out. Maybe for you it will. Okay, and then I embellished it. I played. Okay, instead of, I just added some interest because we've played the motif like 1,000 times by now. So I just slid into it and then played the chord. I strummed the chord. Okay, it's a kind of a fast arpeggio, and then I took the G and A and made a melody out of them. I'm improvising here. I'm just showing you options. I'm thinking about options while I'm playing. I know that most of that doesn't sound really good. Okay? Or you can just do this. And the third of the chord at the end there, and then you begin again because the song repeats itself 3 times. Now it's got a cinematic overture in the middle. But we're talking about the song and making a fingerstyle version of the song, so that's the song. I hope you understood what I was talking about when I talk about spaces. Again, let me play it from the top slowly and try to fill it in, okay? Try to listen. Okay? By the way, that's another way to play it. You can play it slowly. You don't have to play it in the original tempo of the song. So you're done. Before you go, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I've got a ton of lessons to teach you for free, always for free, and all I ask in return is for you to subscribe, and if you can, share the lessons. If you like the lessons, please share them so others can enjoy them as well. Go to the website, download the tab. The tab is for free as well. Everything is for free. But if you want to give something back, you can push the donate button and make a donation to Lick and Riff. Everything goes back to Lick and Riff, to making time for these arrangements and for these lessons. And I thank you very, very much for any donation you choose to make. And I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Go play it, go get it under your fingers, practice it, make your own arrangement of this, enjoy. And I will see you the next lesson. Thank you very much for watching.